Hi, I'm Chris, and I've been working in secrecy for years on a way any guy can have hot women approaching him, making moves on him, and literally dragging him into her bed to have her way with him. My goal was to create an easy-to-follow, repeatable system that any regular guy could use on a woman he just met or one he's known for a while, and have her spreading her legs for him later that night. I'm a bit of a shy guy, so my system had to work without any chance of a woman turning me away, or saying, "Sorry, not interested," or making up excuses like, "I have a boyfriend." And because I consider myself nice and genuine, my system could have no phony, inauthentic pickup techniques or use manipulative canned lines and routines designed for 19-year-olds. And because I'm nothing special to look at, it had to work without having a chiseled jawline or washboard abs or being 6'2" or having cash-filled pockets or even a head full of hair. And after starting as a complete loser with girls and experiencing years of painful rejection and awkward dates, I finally discovered a system that works. And it all started with this $400 cup of coffee. And more on that humiliating story in a moment. See, for years, I was a sexless victim of following worthless advice from those self-styled pickup artists who were out to make a quick buck. Though today, after refining my own system and watching it work for my students, paying me up to $2,000 for a weekend of private instruction, my system is finally ready. It was never my intention to reveal these secrets to anyone except my private students, and I'm still not sure if I'll keep this video online after today. The only reason I've put up this video today is because my personal struggle to attract women caused me so much pain. I'd feel like a bad person if I didn't make these powerful secrets available, at least for a short while. And so today, in this instructional video, you'll discover how to use a simple yet powerful system called natural arousal that makes almost any woman, no matter how hot she is, no matter how many guys are crushing on her, enter a state of deep arousal in just a minute or two of talking to her and make her feel an unconscious desire to sleep with you. In just a minute, I'll teach you exactly how to use natural arousal on a woman that you've been thinking about to make her literally addicted to you. Create opportunities for you to sleep together, subtly suggest becoming your sex buddy or girlfriend, even if that woman is used to seeing you as just a friend. Listen, I totally understand if this all sounds like a big claim because the pickup gurus have for years been promising overnight transformations into a badass that can make women drop their panties in the street, but they've been failing to deliver. I get it. They tricked me too. And so, let me assure you again that what you're about to discover has absolutely nothing to do with those creepy pickup techniques designed for 19-year-olds. This has worked for me and hundreds of satisfied clients, and I'm going to prove it in just a minute. Just make sure you watch it all the way to the end, as I'm very doubtful as to how long I'm going to keep this video online. Now, just a little bit about me before we get started. So, you're probably wondering how I transformed from a complete loser with girls into a guy who right now is hooking up with 3 or 4 new girls a week without being rich, jacked, or good looking, and without using any manipulative pickup artistry or hanging around nightclubs. You see, before I stumbled on the system I'm about to teach you, it seemed like a girl would have spread her legs for even the Elephant Man before giving me a chance. In a way, I'm thankful I started from such a crappy place, because it drove me to figure this whole thing out. You see, exactly 3 years and 8 months ago, I'm working a boring, cushy government tax job. Girls-wise, even the chubby girls I'm meeting on OkCupid were making me pay for dinner, leaving me with only a condescending kiss on the cheek. There's this one girl, Nicole, who serves my coffee on the ground floor of my building, and something happened. It made me feel I've got a chance with her. Nicole's a younger girl, maybe 23 or 24. Straight blonde hair to the middle of her back, deep blue eyes, a glowing tan, C-cup handful breasts. When I get a chance, I glance at the outline of her G-string through her tight black pants, hugging that firm ass. Oh man. We chatted a few times, we had a few things in common, so I wanted to ask her out, though I didn't know what to say. I wondered if she was interested in me too. Then Nicole made it easy for me when she drew this love heart in my coffee. I guess she did feel the same way. Even with a sign that obvious, I almost pussied out and went back upstairs, though I wouldn't have been able to live myself if I didn't give it a try. Waiting in line to talk to her, feeling my heart racing, I'm thinking, the male brain is awesome. It functions 24/7, from the day we're born, and only stops when we want to talk to an attractive girl. Somehow, I managed to blurt out, "Look, I see you a lot, and I think we've had a few good chats, and I think you're really pretty, and do you think you'd be interested in maybe going out with me sometime?" I know, super lame. Though she says, "Sure, sounds fun, where are we going?" I hadn't even thought that far ahead. I guess I didn't expect her to even say yes. I hear myself saying, "Dinner tonight at San Lorenzo's?" And she goes, "All right, sure, I'd love to." Whoops, I blurted out the most expensive Italian restaurant in town. Thanks, brain. Well, at least she's saying yes. So I tell her to meet me at 7:30. Then I pass her my business card so that she can contact me if she needs anything. "Looking forward to it. See you tonight," she says. As I sit back down upstairs, I have a mini heart attack because I'm realizing I have no decent clothes other than my work clothes, so I'll have to rush out and buy new ones. I can't even think about that because next thing I know, Jeff, my coworker, is whispering behind me, "I heard off the grapevine you're going out with Nicole tonight. Good luck tapping that, we're all rooting for you." Oh crap. Someone must have seen me. Probably everyone on the whole floor knows. Great. At lunchtime, I race over to the men's section of the department store and pick up some clothes. San Lorenzo's now add on an $80 shirt and $120 shoes. This is escalating fast. Hope she's worth it. I arrive at San Lorenzo's 5 fashionable minutes late, expecting to see her waiting for me. Nope, 7:35. I'm thinking, okay, no big deal. I am sure she'll be here soon. I go to text her, then I realize I was so flustered when I asked her out, I didn't even get her phone number. So the maitre d' takes me to our table, asking, "Is your guest not with you?" I explain, she should be here any second now. And I'm still saying that at 7:45, as I'm trying to avoid the awkward stares from the couples next to me. At 8 o'clock, I get a text saying, "Nearly there." The maitre d' is asking me if I'd like to order something for when Nicole finally arrives at 8:15, 45 minutes late. She's apologizing, and I figure, what am I going to do? Leave? So I tell her it's fine, and we order. Now it's just me and her. Time to make something happen. But how? We're sitting awkwardly with an ocean of tablecloth separating us, and all I can think of saying are these boring questions. Where did you grow up? Do you have any siblings? Oh, how many siblings? Do you like making coffee? I want to reach out and just touch her arm or something, just to get things a bit physical, though I'm worried I'm going to knock over her glass of wine or dip my sleeve in her penne pasta. I'm watching the clock thinking, how do I bring up the idea of maybe coming back to my place after this? I swear, let's go relax and watch a movie after this, was the next thing out of my mouth when the check comes. She smiles and says, "Thanks so much, Chris." I grit my teeth and try not to groan as I hand over my credit card. Then we walk outside. I've got probably less than a minute to turn this around before she thinks I'm a total pussy and never wants to see me again. My heart's thumping out of my chest as we're walking to her car because I know I'm going to have to lean in and kiss her. She stops at her car, and she's standing there, like she's waiting. I'm thinking, does she even want me to kiss her? It was a sucky date. Fuck it, I'm going for it. So I close my eyes, lean in, and I feel the soft caress of her cheek. Nicole pulls away and says, "Chris, I think you've got the wrong idea. I thought this was just a friends thing, isn't it?" I'm thinking, friends? Friends? You accepted an invitation to San freaking Lorenzo's and let me pick up the check because we're friends? Are you mad? Of course, I couldn't say that. So I just say, friends? Well, why did you put the love heart in my coffee? You know which one I'm talking about? And Nicole says, "Love heart? I didn't put a love heart in your coffee. Maybe the foam just set that way. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that deliberately. My boyfriend wouldn't think too much of me drawing love hearts in customers' coffees." Boyfriend? Ouch. My eyes are feeling like they're about to push out a tear. So before she catches me crying like a baby, I turn away and walk back to my car. I sit down and open up my phone. I ignore the text from the guys at work. "How'd your date go with Nicole?" And I go to open a photo of the love heart I thought she drew in my coffee. In my mind, I'm picturing this. And when I open up my phone to say, I see this. I was so pathetically desperate for Nicole, I imagined a love heart in a coffee. I realized that after $80 on a new shirt, $120 on new shoes, and $200 on the San Lorenzo's check, this damn coffee cost me $400. I guess I'll be ordering coffee from across the road from now on. At home, I flop on my bed and start weeping. I keep thinking, why do I suck with women? Why don't they like me? Why is this always this friend bullshit? At that moment, I took out my sacred moleskin notebook and wrote, "I will figure out this dating thing, or I will die trying." I still take that notebook out of my chest of drawers beside my bed and read it every so often. In the morning, I was ready to go. So that's when I started to scour the internet for dating advice. And what do I discover? As you'd expect, I found the pickup artist techniques. I'm devouring every damn pickup technique I can find. I'm reading about negs, when you make fun of a girl to lower her self-esteem, so you have a chance. I'm studying peacocking, wearing outlandish clothes to get attention from beautiful women. I'm researching cat string theory, where you act like a prize that's just out of reach. I try all this stuff for months, and literally, none of it works. Maybe you've tried that too, and it didn't work for you. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. I bought an expensive online subscription to the prestigious Journal of Applied Psychology, and I started reading journal after journal on what causes attraction in a human female. A lot of stuff was too complicated, or not applicable, or just creepy. Though a light bulb went on when I stumbled upon a psychological concept that the world's most revered scientists and researchers in human attraction now consider the cornerstone of female arousal. Nothing to do with our evolutionary biology or channeling your inner ape, and nothing to do with status or social proof. This is an incredibly powerful concept, and it's called congruence. I stayed up till 4 a.m. analyzing this concept and came up with a technique I thought was worth testing on a few women. So I visited a coffee shop down the street from work. The first time, I got nothing. The second time, nothing again. Though, On my third try, I used it on an attractive woman in her early 20s waiting in line for her coffee, and before she's even at the counter, she's shoving her phone number into my hand saying, "Take my number, please." I wish I could say that. I called her up, invited her over, and banged her all night. Though actually, I just pussied out and never called the number because I had no clue what to do on a date or once I got her to my place. However, I knew I was onto something. I abandoned all the silly pickup guru gimmicks and focused fully on improving my new techniques, which I called natural arousal. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into an entire year. And after 1 year, I used my breakthrough natural arousal techniques to sleep with 76 new women. And since beginning my journey, I've slept with over 400 women, including numerous 9s and 10s. I certainly don't say this to brag. It's not me. It's just these incredibly powerful natural arousal techniques, which any guy can use. If I didn't have these natural arousal techniques, I'd be getting the same shitty results I always did. So now, I want to show you some of my natural arousal techniques so you can try them out for yourself. Just make sure you stay for the last one, because that's the one that I personally rely on to land the hottest women, the 9s and 10s, who are getting the most interest from other guys. Here's one of my favorites. Did you know that disagreeing with a woman within the first 60 seconds of meeting her will instantly arouse her and make her categorize you as a potential sex option? All you have to do is listen for the first thing she says that you disagree with, or disapprove of her, and let her know. She says, "I had sushi for lunch." If you don't like sushi, tell her, "Sushi? Nah, I hate sushi." She'll instantly snap out of her autopilot, wake up her arousal system, and think, "Wow, a real man." One disagreement early on, and she'll start trying to prove herself to you and chasing your agreement. And that's happening because her subconscious is telling her to sleep with you. Here's another natural arousal technique. It turns out that just trying to be confident when you talk to a woman is a secret sign of insecurity. See, women can read a guy's mood like a magazine. They can unconsciously sense boredom, nervousness, sadness, anger, you name it. Any negative emotion, they can sense it in seconds. Most guys try to cover up how they feel inside and mask it with confidence and a fun, upbeat mood. When women sense one thing and see another, they think, "This guy's faking his mood to impress me." And boom, it's all over. One of my most arousing techniques is to tell a woman exactly how I'm feeling. Next time you're feeling bored or down, if you tell a woman, "I'm not feeling so charming right now. I've had a bad day. I'll do my best though," she'll think, "Holy crap, this is a guy who's comfortable acting how he feels and not trying to impress me. Who is this guy?" So both of these techniques I've taught you have something in common, and you're about to find out exactly what that is in a moment. Stay with me because I'm going to reveal one thing that truly attracts women, even though 99% of guys get this wrong. First, I need to show you what women are not attracted to, because there are two things that men have been told women are attracted to, though women actually hate both of these things. And the second one is going to blow your mind. The first thing girls are not attracted to is called MLM guys. Money, looks, muscles. Any guy who thinks he can rely on money, looks, or muscles is an MLM guy. Society trains guys to believe that if they were rich, or good looking, or ripped, they'd have women bending over for them on the street. I used to think this as well. However, I can tell you from my personal experience, hanging out with beautiful, international models I landed with the natural arousal techniques, that attractive women have almost zero attraction for MLM guys. In fact, it's closer to contempt or disgust. Want proof that women don't care for MLM guys? Ask and ye shall receive. I'm going to share with you some real quotes about those MLM guys from women I've dated. Here's what a model I dated, who you've probably seen if you've ever been on Amazon, said to me about good-looking guys. Good-looking guys are so stupid. All they know how to do is look pretty. They're like women. They have no masculinity. They can't make a connection. They can't communicate. And here's what an up-and-coming pop star whose parents have both won Emmy Awards said during our one-night stand about muscular guys, or as she called them, muscle heads. They're so insecure. They're constantly making sure that everyone is approving of their muscles. They're compensating for something missing inside. And here's the gist of what every single attractive woman I've ever been with says about rich guys. They're the most pathetic of all. They think they can just buy me expensive dinners or gifts or even helicopter rides and I'll sleep with them. Fat chance. Some even give me straight cash. I just take it and laugh. Now, just to clarify, it doesn't mean that if a guy is rich, good looking, or muscular that he can't get girls. He just better be using my natural arousal techniques as well, or he's going to crash and burn. Here's why these MLM guys strike out. It's because they try to use their MLM features to compensate for something. The thing to notice is that these guys are being inauthentic. They're trying to impress and attract women by using money, looks, or muscles. And women see right through it in a second. Their detect and reject mechanism fires immediately. And the detect and reject mechanism brings me to the second type of guy who women can't stand. This type of guy has come about in the last 10 years or so, and it was created by the pickup artists. The pickup artists and devout wannabes dress in bizarre, peacocking gear. They wear funny hats, weird shoes, and strange jackets to draw the attention of women. They attempt to use negs to lower a woman's self-esteem. They rely on canned lines and routines. They use hypnotic language and NLP to plant manipulative suggestions in a woman's mind. They don't care about the woman they're interacting with at all. They simply see her as an object. It's an every hole is a goal mentality. Back an entire decade ago, this stuff actually worked for a while. Here's the problem. In 2015 and beyond, women can see right through these techniques. Nowadays, using pickup artists' tactics come across as inauthentic, disingenuous, insincere, manipulative, and trying to trick her. Women are well aware of these techniques since pickup artists have been slammed in the mainstream media. A pickup artist was even making headlines this year as the most hated man in the world for allegedly using manipulative techniques on women. And so, women are on high guard and on the lookout for any guy using pickup techniques. And whenever they spot a guy using a pickup technique, the detect and reject mechanism fires, and the part of her brain responsible for arousal is blocked off permanently for that guy. And that's why the only strategy left that attracts women totally under the radar is natural arousal, which never, ever is at risk of setting off her detect and reject mechanism. So now you know what women are not attracted to. They're not attracted to MLM guys, which means they're not attracted to money, looks, or muscles. They're not attracted to guys using pickup lines or manipulative routines. So now it's time to learn the one thing women are truly attracted to. The answer is, women are attracted to a guy who she thinks is out of her league. And guys who are out of her league never try to impress her with money, looks, or muscles. They never try to game her with manipulative pickup lines or canned routines. And I discovered there's a totally consistent, under-the-radar way to trigger the out-of-her-league feeling in a girl's mind. As soon as that out-of-her-league feeling is triggered, her unconscious mind will compel her to flirt with you, chase you, make out with you, sleep with you, and brag to her friends about you after you've slept with her. Here's what she's thinking when the out-of-her-league effect is triggered. You're sleeping with other girls as attractive or more attractive than her. You know how to rock her world in bed. You're admired and respected by your friends and colleagues. You're cooler than her, smarter than her, more interesting than her. You're strong enough and masculine enough to handle her. Of course, once her unconscious mind decides this is who you are, you won't have to do anything. Just let her chase you and create the opportunity to have sex with you. My natural arousal techniques are specifically designed to create the out-of-her-league effect. So let me give you a few more tips to use natural arousal. As I promised earlier, these are the tips I use to get the 9s and 10s. Imagine you're talking to a super hot babe. You say something and she replies with a short, boring answer. Well, now there's silence. This is when most guys feel like they need to quickly say something else to fill in the silence, to keep her attention, and attempt to impress her. However, I discovered that if you stay silent and look her dead in the eye like you're expecting more from her, you'll trigger the out-of-her-league effect. In seconds, she'll start to fidget a bit, glance from side to side, and come up with an awkward question like, "So where are you from? So what do you do?" That's when you know you've got her. From this moment, you can literally lean back casually answering her questions, while this super hot babe is chasing you all the way to your bed. So you've learned a few tips. You know, women aren't attracted to money, or looks, or muscles. You know that using pickup techniques will almost never attract a woman. And you've discovered 3 of my natural arousal techniques that create the out-of-her-league effect and make her chase you. Remember, they were disagreeing with her in the first 60 seconds, acting congruent to how you're feeling instead of forcing an excited mood, and forcing her to fill the silence. That last one makes the hottest girls instantly start chasing. So you can take what you've learned today, and just these alone will improve your results. They may even get you all the way. Though I'm guessing you'd rather accelerate your results and guarantee success by equipping yourself with every single one of my natural arousal techniques. So you can both consistently and instantly create and maintain the out-of-her-league effect with almost any girl, no matter how hot, anytime you want. If that sounds like you, then I'd like to introduce you to a system that I call the Sexual Arousal Blueprint. The Sexual Arousal Blueprint is the result of 3 years and 8 months of dedicated study into female psychology, attraction, and arousal, discovering what truly works to get women. It's a step-by-step system that any regular guy can use to get the women he wants into bed first go, without relying on money or looks or muscles, and without ever using a PUA tactic or any manipulative routines, and without needing to make any changes or act in any other way than how you feel. It'll work if you're an older guy in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. And it'll work if you've previously thought you're too short, too fat, or not good looking enough, or too bald. Inside the sexual arousal blueprint, you'll discover everything you need to know to use natural arousal to create an out-of-her-league effect in the woman's mind. You'll quickly find yourself hooking up with that one special girl or a completely new girl you just met and be able to easily make her your sex buddy or your girlfriend. Here's an idea of what you'll discover inside the sexual arousal blueprint. How to instantly read a woman's hookup blueprint. Within seconds of meeting her, you'll know her unique process that she goes through every time she sleeps with a new guy, and you'll be able to replicate it under the radar so she feels totally comfortable and feels like the sex just happened. How to give a woman the lust look. Just give her this secret look before you approach her, and she'll know before you even open your mouth that you're a cut above other guys, and she'll need to impress you and chase you. You'll be able to say, hey, and she'll do all the work. The patient wolf technique, for gaming like a gentleman. Perfect for guys who want to attract that special, classier girl. You'll find out how to get her addicted to you so she makes all the moves without ever needing to risk rejection by stating your interest in her. How to see the attraction matrix. How to instantly see when a woman is attracted to you, when she's feeling aroused by you, when she's feeling like the out-of-her-league effect has been created, so you can know exactly which natural arousal technique to use to compel her to move things along and lead things toward sex. How to initiate the Christian Grey effect. Make a woman think that sexual experience with you will be nothing like what she's experienced before. By planting special seeds of lust in her mind, she'll find herself thinking about you while she's alone at night, pleasuring herself. And her desire for you will grow and grow until she finds herself texting you late at night to come over so she can have the real thing. The bubble of sexual energy technique. Within 60 seconds of talking to a woman, you'll both find yourselves in an us versus the world bubble of sexual lust and desire, where all she cares about is hooking up with you. She'll throw all her plans out the window, ignore her friends, and turn off her phone to give you all her attention and create a situation that quickly leads to sex. The silence your DNA technique. How to banish the nervousness a guy feels when he sees a beautiful woman and wants to approach her. It's only a guy's DNA trying to keep him safe, though it really screws up his chances with women. With this technique, you'll feel cool, calm, and collected when she sees you're not nervous around her like 99% of guys. She'll become aroused and see you as a high-value guy without even saying anything. How to identify her sexual fantasy code. I discovered every woman has her own personal sexual fantasy that she's picked up from romance novels and movies. You'll be able to identify her fantasy code and act it out from the first minute you talk to her to arouse her and make her happily participate in her own seduction with you. How to create the Channing Tatum effect. Channing Tatum is a hot girl's wet dream. He'd need only to stand in front of a girl and she'd be looking at him with those puppy dog eyes. He'd only need to say, "Let's go," and she'd follow him to his place. I discovered a natural arousal technique that makes a woman think you have Tatum-like status, so she'll hang off your every word and you'll be able to get her to do literally anything you want. My most powerful technique for getting a solid phone number uses a special psychological trick called commitment and consistency that I adapted from the most revered persuasion book of the entire 20th century. Simply do this one thing while she's entering her phone number in your phone, and she'll unconsciously decide for certain that she's seeing you again. You'll discover the words to say that make her give you physicality signals. Just say these words, and if she's ready for you to take things physically, she'll give you an incredibly obvious sign, and you'll know you're safe to proceed without any chance of rejection. Plus, she's already craving your touch, so it'll arouse her and make her horny when you reward her with physicality. The lustful church girl technique. This technique turns even the most well-behaved goody two-shoes into a sex-craved nymphomaniac with an insatiable appetite for having you inside her. If that girl you want is of a classier breed, she'll keep up that facade for other guys, but when she gets you alone, she'll be your own personal sex slave. An under-the-radar way to sexualize conversations, so a woman knows immediately that you're a potential sex option. She'll never put you in the friend zone. This technique works even if you're already in the friend zone with a woman and need to get out fast. The opportunistic closer technique. How to identify a woman's "do me now" signal so you can rush her off to the nearest bathroom or cupboard when she's ready to go that instant. Experience tells me if you miss that signal, she's unlikely to ever give you another shot. Instead, she'll find a guy who knows how to spot her signal. With the opportunistic closer technique, you'll be that guy. How to pursue a hard-to-get woman without ever showing any sign of neediness or make her think you're chasing her. You'll be able to persist for weeks or even months without her ever rejecting you, and all the while slowly building her desire for you until it's simply too much for her to handle, and she texts you, "You win, my place tonight. Shall we skip dinner?" My perfect booty call message. Send this message to a woman late at night when you know she's home, even if you've never hooked up with her before. And 9 times out of 10, you'll get a text back saying, "Sounds good, come around." And on the rare occasion she can't do it, this message is rejection proof, so your chances remain totally alive for next time. So, assuming you've realized how easily these natural arousal techniques will get a woman you've been thinking about in your bed, maybe you're beginning to wonder, how much are guaranteed results like this worth? Well, to figure that out, let's look at some of the common options guys turn to. Some guys shell out $250 an hour to see a shrink to figure out what's wrong with them. Here's the problem. Psychotherapists aren't good with women. All they end up telling the guy is, after 10 sessions, "You struggle with women because your issues are in the past. Mommy, daddy, schoolyard bullies, Jenny from 5th grade." And the guy says, "So how do I fix it?" And the psychotherapist just gives them a $2,500 blank stare. Second, you could choose to spend some personal time with me. Sure, that's going to work. Students who have taken boot camps with me have literally transformed their lives over a single weekend. The only question here is the cost. The fact that not every guy can afford $2,000 for my time, plus the hundreds, and maybe even thousands of additional dollars for airline tickets and accommodation. Oh, and don't forget, finally, there's always the $400 coffee method. Ask that girl out to the nicest restaurant, buy a fancy new shirt and shoes. It's guaranteed to fail every time. If you've ever spent money on a girl hoping she'd sleep with you and she gave you a kiss on the cheek, you know it's a total waste of money. Just like almost every other solution, I'll get to the actual price of the sexual arousal blueprint in just a second. First, I have to let you know something important. See, when you order the sexual arousal blueprint today, you're not only getting the sexual arousal blueprint, you're also getting 3 carefully chosen bonuses to make the results you get from the sexual arousal blueprint much easier, much faster. Let me tell you a little bit about your 100% free bonuses. And I know you're going to love the third one the best, because you can use that to have sex the very next time you're out talking to a woman. Okay, your first bonus is called The Truth About Looks. Make her fall in love with your biggest weaknesses. Many of my students have what they consider disadvantages. They feel women won't be attracted to them because they're too short, too fat, too skinny, too ugly, or because they're bald. And they're right. When you think of these things as disadvantages, women can sense the insecurity. Of course, there's no magic potion to make a guy grow 3 inches, or recover a full head of hair, or lose 100 pounds overnight. So I knew I had to create a technique that would not only 100% banish a guy's insecurities about his looks, but also cause a woman to become more aroused by him because of that feature. So I developed a set of tricks to make a woman practically fall in love with whatever you think is your biggest weakness, and the results have been astounding. My students tell me that when they're laying in bed with a woman after using these techniques on them, the woman will say to them, "I can't believe I used to be interested in taller guys. I never knew how much I was into Indian or Asian guys. You've changed me. I love that little bald spot on your head. I had to sleep with you almost as soon as I met you." And one of my favorites, which I personally hear a lot, "Oh my God, it's true what they say. Size doesn't matter." There's nothing better than making a woman fall in love with your penis, even if it's a little smaller than average, like me. This bonus, which will banish any insecurity you have about your appearance, will have women chasing you for it and bragging to their friends about how you converted them. This is valued at $37, but it's yours free today with the Sexual Arousal Blueprint. Your second bonus is called the Silver Fox, how to get younger women into your bed. This is specifically for older guys in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or beyond, who still want to have younger women in their beds. As I mentioned before, something like 50% of my students are over the age of 35, though age is no reason for you to not desire to embrace the gorgeous women in their early 20s. The truth is, these younger women are already pre-aroused by older guys. It's in their genetics. However, society has told both men and women that it's taboo for a younger woman to hook up with an older man. All I did was create a secret technique that shatters this belief in seconds and awakens the genetically programmed arousal younger women have for older guys. If you're an older guy, you'll be shocked how aroused younger women become after this technique makes it okay for them to hook up with you. The ferocity with which she'll chase you is incredible, even more than she'll chase a guy her own age, and much more than you've ever seen a woman your age go for any guy. You won't have to do anything. Just let her do all the work, and try to make it easy for her as she drags you to her apartment. This bonus is valued at $37, and it's yours free today with the Sexual Arousal Blueprint. And here's that final bonus, the one that works together with the Sexual Arousal Blueprint and your other bonuses to make for the quickest, most enjoyable results imaginable. Remember, I told you this would get a woman in your bed the next time you're out? That's because your final bonus is called, appropriately, Same Night Sex. See, when I first started using techniques from the Sexual Arousal Blueprint, I noticed girls becoming turned on and interested in going home with me very quickly. Though something that I struggled with was getting her to come home with me right then and there. Even though I could tell they were aroused and wanted to sleep with me, I could still hear excuses like, I have work in the morning, or I have to stay with my friends, or I don't know you well enough yet. And sometimes I'd have to wait weeks before hooking up with those girls, and often I'd miss out altogether on sleeping with a girl I really liked. I tried making up reasons why I wanted her to come. I tried promising that it wasn't for sex. I tried promising that it was for sex. Though nothing worked until I realized it couldn't be me convincing her to come home with me, because she had to feel like coming home with me was her idea in the first place. And so I developed techniques to seed the idea of coming home with me in her mind. And when you use these techniques, she'll automatically start suggesting you go home together to watch a movie or drink tea or just cuddle. We're not having sex. That's a line you'll hear a lot when you use these techniques. She'll tell you that you can come in for a little while, though, just to cuddle and no more. It won't be more than 5 minutes before she's taking off her dress because it's too tight. And these techniques have landed me dozens of the most hard-to-get girls, and they'll do the same for you. Your same-night sex bonus is valued at $47, and it's yours free today, only when you order the Sexual Arousal Blueprint. Okay, so I've kept you waiting long enough. I'd feel comfortable pricing the Sexual Arousal Blueprint at $500. Well, that's a discount that's only 25% compared to my $2,000 weekend boot camp, and so I know many guys would happily pay $500 for these techniques. However, I would feel somewhat elitist seeing a high price keep the Sexual Arousal Blueprint out of reach from regular guys. That's the opposite of what I want. I want as many guys as possible to get their hands on the Sexual Arousal Blueprint. I'd much rather have the price and help twice as many guys avoid the pain that I went through and instantly start attracting the girls they desire into their beds and into their lives. So when you order the Sexual Arousal Blueprint today, you're not going to pay $500, and you're not even going to pay half of that. You're not going to pay half of that. Through this special presentation offer, you can order the Sexual Arousal Blueprint and receive the bonuses valued at $121, yours totally free, for the insanely low, discounted price of $97. And hold on, because I'm not done yet. This is a special thanks for investing your time in watching this video all the way to the end. I'm dropping the price just one last time to the insanely low price of just $67. Today only. You've watched this far because you're currently frustrated by the results you've been getting with women. Now you know it's not your fault. It's because, on one hand, guys have society barking at them to behave like nice guys, which girls simply cannot feel arousal for. And on the other hand, pickup artists are pitching their manipulative tactics, which activate a girl's detect and reject mechanism. And you now know that the only way to automatically arouse a woman is by using natural arousal techniques that bypass the detect and reject mechanism and trigger deep sexual arousal. And you know that as soon as her sexual arousal is triggered, she will flirt with you, chase you, ask you over to her place, and literally drag you into her bed. No matter what you look like, how rich you are, how tall you are, how good a decision you might be. Anything. All logic flies out the window. And you can access the Sexual Arousal Blueprint just moments from now. Everything is accessible online. Nothing is shipped. You can view it on your computer, or you can download it to your tablet or mobile device for easy reading while you're taking a break or in bed. As soon as you've read just a couple of chapters of the Sexual Arousal Blueprint, you'll be equipped to use it on a woman you've been thinking about, or the very next attractive woman you meet. So, are you ready? To access the Sexual Arousal Blueprint, simply press the button below that says, Get Access Now. Now, I'm sure you feel the Sexual Arousal Blueprint is an amazing value, though maybe you're still wondering if it's really going to work for you as well as it works for me and other satisfied guys I've mentioned in this presentation, especially because you may well have tried other dating advice products in the past, and they didn't deliver the results and success they promised. Of course, you now know the reason they didn't work is because they were all touting their manipulative pickup techniques, which, because they're so obvious to a woman, triggered her detect and reject mechanism, and make it impossible for the sexual arousal part of her brain to be triggered. While the Sexual Arousal Blueprint completely bypasses her detect and reject mechanism, allowing her sexual arousal trigger to be activated. However, even knowing this, I understand if you're still feeling hesitant. And I understand that putting your faith in the Sexual Arousal Blueprint, which you've only known for a short time now, can feel like a huge risk on your part. That's why I'm going to make it an absolute no-brainer for you. I'm so sure that you'll achieve success with the Sexual Arousal Blueprint, just like so many of my successful students before you, that I'm throwing in my ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. If you're not entirely satisfied with your results, no matter what you're expecting, all you have to do is send me a short email and mention that the Sexual Arousal Blueprint wasn't quite what you were looking for. There will be no questions asked whatsoever. You'll get a prompt and courteous refund of every penny paid. That's my thanks for putting your faith in me right now and giving this a try. You can still keep everything in the Sexual Arousal Blueprint, including all 3 bonuses worth a total of $621. That way, I'm taking all the risk, and you don't have to take any risk at all. I include this no-risk guarantee because I humbly believe that if the Sexual Arousal Blueprint doesn't get you the results you desire, then I don't deserve to get your money. Assuming you're happy with my no-risk guarantee and you'd like to try out the Sexual Arousal Blueprint on a 60-day risk-free trial basis, then go ahead, click the Get Access Now button below this video. Get access now. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it's like you're standing at a crossroads, just like I was when Nicole from the coffee shop ripped my heart out all those years ago. There are a few roads you can go down, and I'd like to let you in on some insider knowledge about what happens down each road, because I've had the chance to see the results for so many guys' choices. Let's peer down the first road. Road number 1, do absolutely nothing. That would involve clicking the back button right now, or flipping over to Facebook or YouTube, or reading the news, or watching some porn. It's doing nothing, and ignoring the fact that you have the chance to transform your life today. It's settling for the mediocre, mundane existence that 99% of guys choose for their entire lives. The human brain is good at rationalizing. It loves to make up excuses about how it just isn't the right time, or you're going to take care of the problem tomorrow or next week when the timing is better. And I agree with you. You should wait until the time is right, and there's no need for rash decisions. And if you only felt the first urge to improve your results with women a few days ago, I'd agree that this could be a rash decision. Though, I'm guessing that you've been thinking about this for a long time. And so now, truly is the best time to invest in the Sexual Arousal Blueprint and get this all fixed once and for all. Because, let me tell you, I've seen firsthand what happens to men who don't seize the opportunity to transform their ability to attract women when they're lucky enough to have the opportunity to do it. These results with women don't magically get better over time. They don't even stay the same. The results get worse. They thought to themselves, I'm sure things will work out one way or another. They thought they'd get more opportunities just like this one that you have right now to improve their lives, but they never came. Then 5 years fly by, and they're looking around, half a decade of their lives gone, their relationships and their sex lives are nothing like they desired. Every time they saw an attractive woman, they almost always chickened out and made up an excuse. Every time they did go up and say hi, they failed to trigger arousal, and the women turned on their high heels and strutted out of their lives forever. Next time they mustered up the courage to ask a woman's number, they heard, I'm sorry, but I've got a boyfriend. Or, sorry, I'd rather we stay friends. Or, our friendship is too important. Some guys end up totally alone after hundreds of brutal rejections. And some guys end up settling for the type of woman who right now you'd turn your nose up at. They used to think, no way I'd be in a relationship with some unattractive, overweight woman. Now she shares their bed. So I urge you, don't walk down road number 1. Don't even consider it. I don't want this for you or any guy. No man deserves to end up like this. So please, whatever you do, don't do nothing. Don't ignore the opportunity you've got right here, right in front of you, right now. I want better for you. I know that you want to better yourself too. Now, let's look at road number 2. I call road number 2, take what you've learned today and try to wing it. It's certainly possible for you to take the problem into your own hands and try to solve it all by your lonesome. Over a few years, I managed to do it, which is why I'm able to give you the easy solution of providing my proven techniques instead of figuring it out for yourself. And indeed, I've seen a few other guys do it alone as well, but those guys are few and far between. I've seen far more guys give up. I'm not saying you don't have the guts, the brain, or the dedication to do it alone. My assumption is simply that you're not insane. Only the craziest guys, who are willing to abandon focus on literally everything else in their life, manage to achieve success. Assuming you're a normal, well-adjusted guy, then most likely after a couple months of grueling effort, you'll find that your attention is needed in other areas of your life. And you'll need to resort to a method that is less time-consuming. And you'll probably be searching for this page in a couple months, checking if the Sexual Arousal Blueprint is still available. And maybe it will be, but then maybe it won't be. I really don't know how long this offer will continue to be online or be available at this special discounted price. So why risk it? Why waste the valuable 3 or 4 months of your life struggling when the Sexual Arousal Blueprint will help you get the women you want in just a few days, maybe even as soon as tonight, and it's totally guaranteed and risk-free on a 60-day trial basis. So that's why there's the third road. Road number 3. Get started risk-free with the Sexual Arousal Blueprint right now. Today, you're risking absolutely nothing by taking the quickest, easiest path to complete mastery of natural arousal and success with women. The Sexual Arousal Blueprint has worked for thousands of students already, and you've already seen and listened to the proof. Now you can experience the same results for yourself. Imagine being able to walk right up to any woman and within minutes, she's taking your number and setting up a date with you. And being able to do this, not just with one woman, but being able to have almost any woman you desire. Very soon, you'll have total sexual abundance with multiple women. Or you'll have one special girl as your girlfriend who loves you and wants to be with you forever and will never cheat on you. And when you order today, you risk absolutely nothing. Remember, I'm standing by this offer with my ironclad 100% money back guaranteed, no questions asked. If there's any problem whatsoever, if it doesn't work for you, or if you just don't like it, you can email me and I'll give you a prompt and courteous refund. I'll even let you keep the sexual arousal blueprint as my many thanks for giving it a shot. The day to make a huge change in your life that will make every moment of your life after this day so much more enjoyable and satisfying has come. So get started right now with the sexual arousal blueprint for this special discounted price today. All you have to do is click the button that says Get Access Now, and you'll get instant access to everything. Go ahead, give it a try. You'll be so glad you did. Click the button below and get started. Congratulations. Thanks for listening. Seeing as you're still watching, I'll take some time now to answer some questions you might have. How quickly can I access the sexual arousal blueprint? You're getting instant access. When you click the Get Access Now button below, you'll be taken to a secure payment page where you'll enter the details. After that, you'll be immediately redirected to the members page where you can gain access to the sexual arousal blueprint. You're just moments away from reading it online, or you can download it to your smartphone, tablet, or e-reader and read it wherever you feel comfortable. And just to be clear, the sexual arousal blueprint is purely digital, so there's no waiting several weeks for any big packages to be shipped to you. Nothing will be delivered to your doorstep. Are there any extra charges or hidden memberships? None. Nothing. Zilch. Nada. No monthly reoccurring bills to your credit card. No hidden costs. I hate that just as much as you do. So it's just a one-time payment of $67 and you're done. You own everything forever, including the 3 bonuses worth $121. I assure you, you will not be seeing any weird charges on your credit card or PayPal 30 days from now. I feel like my penis is kind of on the small side. Remember, I'm on the small side too, kind of thin, like a lady's watch face, and about an inch shorter than a regular ballpoint pen. I've never received a single complaint, so if you're similar to me, there's no need to worry. Only the most dramatic size queen would have ever had a problem. She wouldn't be the type of girl you'd want to hang around anyway. Any regular girl is totally cool with it. So more proof. On this 2015 graph of the most accurate penis size study ever performed, I stack in right about here in the graph, at the bottom 25% of guys. And of hundreds of women who I've slept with using the sexual arousal blueprint, not a single complaint. How fast will I get results? Well, what time of day is it where you are? Even if you just read the first chapter right now, you'll get usable techniques that could get you laid tonight. If it's already too late, then tomorrow. And if you're thinking of using this on one particular girl, you'll be armed with an arsenal of tools to get into her bed the very next time you see her. You'll be getting results at your next social gathering, or the next time you go out, or the next time you walk up to a girl on the street, or the mall, or a coffee shop. Is my credit card safe? And what will show up on my bill? Your purchase is handled by the payment platform ClickBank. ClickBank is the world's biggest and most reputable online marketplace for digital products like this. It's been around since 1998. They've even got a Wikipedia page, so feel free to Google them in another window if you need proof. Your credit card details and personal information are secured by 128-bit SSL encryption, and ClickBank doesn't see it, store it, or ever share it with anyone else. And when you look at your next credit card statement or PayPal report, you just see ClickBank. There won't be anything about this product or website on it, and no one will ever know that you bought this. Will this get me out of the friend zone? Yes. Many of my clients paid me to learn these techniques with a special girl in mind. That's why I included a specific section of the sexual arousal blueprint. You'll see the entire section that gives you an easy-to-follow process to convert a female friend into a lover. What if I'm an older guy? You'll most likely get better results than the younger guys who are caught up in using inauthentic pickup artist techniques. Furthermore, girls are hardwired to be attracted to older guys. That's a fact. It's in their genes. Most women respond to age as a natural sign of security, experience, and authority. A good 50% of my clients are over the age of 35, and 25% are over 45. So I created the sexual arousal blueprint with guys of that age in mind. If you're an older guy and you think that your sex life has to tone down as the years pass by, think again. I'm in a relationship. Is it considered cheating if I use the sexual arousal blueprint? It's totally understandable. If maybe you're in a relationship that's gone cold and it's close to ending, maybe you want to get prepared to get back in the game when it's over. Many of my students have picked up the sexual arousal blueprint when they were still in relationships just to be ready. I'm not going to be the guy saying, "Oh, you're in a relationship. Yeah, cheat away." I don't want that on my conscience. However, if your relationship is winding down and you're thinking of getting some new women in your life, understanding the sexual arousal blueprint before that day comes will be a blessing. How do I know I can trust you? I've been teaching men to use the sexual arousal blueprint to attract women for years now. You can even Google my name when you get a chance. You'll see zero complaints and only positive feedback. In this day and age, it's impossible to do bad business and avoid being publicly shamed. My good name and my word are worth a lot to me, and I don't intend to damage my reputation by engaging in bad business. As I mentioned before, you can trust ClickBank, the payment platform. They've got a spotless reputation after 17 years in business, and they hold me accountable for every mistake I make. ClickBank looks out for you, the customer, not me. My word and my reputation offer the first layer of trust, and ClickBank offers the second. Will this discounted offer be available tomorrow or next week? As I said, I really don't know how much longer I can keep this presentation online. This is a limited time, special discounted offer, and the bonuses are only available today. You can come back to this page tomorrow and the price might have increased to $97 or $127 without any of the bonuses. Or you might even have to pay to watch the presentation. So to be on the safe side, take action now. Click the Get Access Now button below while you still can, and you'll have 60 days to try out the sexual arousal blueprint. Will the sexual arousal blueprint help me get a girlfriend? While some guys use this to have sex with tons of girls, I understand that some guys are at the stage in their lives where they just want a girlfriend. So I've got an entire section dedicated to giving you the blueprint to turn your chosen girl into a loving girlfriend. The girl I'm interested in is Latin, Asian, Black. Will it still work on her? I've personally used this on dozens of Latinas, Asians, and Black women, and so have my students, in over 40 countries around the world. What if I'm the one who's Asian, Indian, Black, Arabic, etc.? Will this still work for me? A significant amount of my students are Asian, Indian, Black, and Arabic. Many of them used to be scared shitless of hitting on girls of other races. Now, they have no problem walking up to a girl of any race. They discovered that a girl doesn't really care what race a guy is when they're using the sexual arousal blueprint. The truth is, girls love guys of other races. The reason why is because girls are hardwired to seek out sexual variety. And even if it's hard to believe right now, you've actually got the sexual advantage, which the sexual arousal blueprint will help you unlock. Will the sexual arousal blueprint still work if I might have blown my chances with a girl? Yes. The sexual arousal blueprint relies on evolutionary triggers to spark sexual arousal in any girl. It doesn't matter what's happened before between the two of you. However, there's an exact process you need to go through to reverse the damage and turn things around, and you'll learn how to do that. John from Toronto wrote me an email saying, "Thanks, Chris. I used your technique, and it managed to turn it around with this girl I've been chasing for a long, long time. She'd friend-zoned me after months of trying, but within a few days of using the sexual arousal blueprint on her, she started coming over on Friday nights now. Thanks again." Will a girl be able to notice I'm using these techniques on her? Girls you've known for a while will know something's a little different about you, because she's going to start feeling attracted to you. She may not even know why. Personally, I have never had a girl accuse me of using a technique on her. While she's bombarded with all those other guys using PUA canned lines and getting called out and painfully rejected, you'll fly safely under the radar as she falls deeper into your spell. What's so different about the sexual arousal blueprint compared to all the other products out there? The sexual arousal blueprint is so different because almost every other product out there is teaching a magic pill pickup technique. They all claim you can attract her in 2 seconds, or that you ask her one question and she'll want to sleep with you, or you'll stand in a specific pose and she'll just jump on you. I tried all of that, and none of it worked. The sexual arousal blueprint is the only product that lets a guy attract a woman by just being himself, with nothing phony and nothing manipulative. I've used it to sleep with hundreds of girls, even though nothing worked before it, and my students have used it too. I'm nothing special, just a regular guy who figured out something about arousal, and my students are all regular guys too. If you consider yourself close to being a regular guy, this will work for you too. I promise, and guarantee my promise. Well, I guess that's all there is to say. I'll just finish by saying that the sexual arousal blueprint is literally the only product that creates the out-of-her-league effect in a girl's mind and compels her to unconsciously chase you and sleep with you, without using any manipulative pickup lines whatsoever and without relying on money, looks, or muscles. So go ahead, take advantage of my 60-day money-back guarantee and try this out today. Congratulations, and thanks for listening.